and welcome back to another one of our Arizona real estate market reviews. We are going to be looking at all of the numbers from May all the way through June. How did we close out June? How are we starting July? This is one of our longer form videos, so if you're in it for the long run and you want to hear the deep dive on the Arizona real estate numbers, you're in the right place. Hi everyone, I'm Katie Evans, owner and lead agent of the Living 48 real estate team here at Real Broker, and I'm so excited to have you back. So welcome back to our June 2025 Arizona real estate market review. All right, let's dive right in. Let me share my screen, show you the factoids, tell you what's going on in life. Let's get there. Here we go. So, should be looking at our June factoids. All right, guys, supply. Supply is up. Supply is up, and we went from 4 months worth of supply to 4.2 months of supply. Now, you might be thinking supply and inventory numbers very similar. Yes, they are, but the supply number is in the last 30 days. All right, what's happened in the last 30 days? In the last 30 days, we went from 4 months of supply, meaning if nothing else came to market, everything that we had would take about 4 months to sell off. That's kind of the speed of the market right now, okay? Up to 4.2 months. So again, if nothing else new came to market, if we stopped the clock right now, didn't let anything else come to market, it would take us about 4.2 months to sell off all of the supply that we have in the state of Arizona. Inventory number, this is the last 12 months. So this is looking at 12 months. It's very similar to supply, but again, we measure it slightly differently. So it's important to know the inventory over the last 12 months went from 133 to 130 days. So that inventory number has gone down a little bit, but you can see they're really kind of neck and neck. Active days on market, the number went up 89 days to 93 days. Our closed days on market went up 75 days to 78 days. Our active price per square foot, we went down. Thank you, sellers, for coming to a little bit of reality. We really appreciate you. We went down to $32.80 a square foot. Now this is active, this is not sold. If we look at the sold number, our sold price per square foot also went down to $293 a square foot. Our average sold price in the month of June was $593,972. That was down from May. Our median sold price has been holding steady for over a year, you guys. This number is rock solid. It is staying. There it is, $450,000. If you're thinking, I want to buy a house in Arizona, what can I get? What's the average? What's the median? What are we looking at here? Well, it's going to very much depend on where you're going. But the median for the state of Arizona is $450,000. Can you find houses for less than that? Yes, you can. You're going to be in the outlying areas. Can you find $450,000 in some of the posh areas? No, you will not. Can you find them in portions of Mesa? Yeah. Can you find them in Gilbert? Probably not big houses. But Queen Creek, possibly. Apache Junction, yes. So there are areas where we can find nice $450,000 homes. Don't give up on us. Our average sold over the last 12 months, $596,599. And our median sold over the last 12 months, again, that $450,000. Our appreciation, okay, guys, yes. Just look at the numbers, okay? Over the last 12 months, this is still positive appreciation. The reason it's in red is because it went down from last month. So over the last 12 months, we have positive appreciation of 2.1%. In the last 30 days, we went down, but we also had negative appreciation. So we went down 0.5% in the month of June. All right, so those are the factoids. Let's talk about what is really happening here in the market. I'm going to stop sharing, so we're just talking. Okay, we're just talking now. July of 2025 is starting with 25,754 available listings. All right, that number is actually down month over month, but it is the most listings to begin in July since 2014. We have inventory, guys. What we don't have is buyer demand. All right, That is what we don't have. So I'm going to talk to the sellers for just a hot minute. If you are priced even 5% above what the market value is for your home, meaning what we think the realistic value is, what we think people are going to buy it at, you are going to be chasing the market down. Where you were only 5% over, you will most likely be selling at 10% under because you are going to be chasing that market. Not a great plan. Guys, it is time to start listening to your agents. It's time to start really, really, really paying attention to what they have to say. If you have one agent that comes in and says, look, here is the data, here is the facts, here is the numbers, and they can show you exactly where the market's at and they can tell you what it is, but it's not what you want to hear. And then you get another agent that comes in and says, oh yeah, we can get you that high price number. Sure, we can start at your high number. Yeah, we can do all of that. Guys, it's not a good plan. Go with the agent that is speaking truth to you right now if you are really motivated to get your house sold. Okay, now just to kind of, there's a difference between the available listings and the just listed listings. So in June, we actually got 8,045 new listings that came to market. So what does that tell you? We only got 8,045 new ones, but we started July with 25,754. That just means we're not selling off everything. That just means that houses are sitting right now. And if you've been watching the market, you know that. Okay, so let's talk about what's under contract. We started July with 7,333 properties actually under contract, okay? Accepted contract. Now that is down 11% month over month, but it's actually up 10% year over year. Now, usually the month of June sees at least 10,000 properties under contract. So the 7,000 is not all that great, but that's, you know. All right, let's talk about failure rates, because we haven't had to talk about this for a while. Right now we are seeing a 35% failure rate of agents being able to get their homes sold. Now, that could just be that the sellers can't get the price that they're looking, so they pull it off the market. That could be that they never get an offer. There's a lot of reasons that happens, but right now, what you need to know is that through June of 2025, so from the beginning of the year through June of 2025, there are 16,484 listings that have opted out. 4,730 of those expired, 11,730 of those canceled, and that includes 3,539 that were from June alone. It is not a done deal if you list your house that it is going to sell right now. That is the reality. Now, I want you to be in that, 65% that get sold, and that is going to be important to understand that you price the house right, that you understand what the buyers are looking for, and that house is ready to go to market. You guys, cannot stress this enough. There are so many sellers who think that they can just put any old product on the market and it's going to sell. Those days are gone. Buyers not only want, they need to have move-in ready houses. The deferred maintenance, it's going to cost you, yeah, but it's going to cost you a heck of a lot more if you don't do it. All right, so start taking a look around your house. If you're thinking about selling in 3 to 5 years, look for the deferred maintenance. What are the things that are going to need to be done? Does it need new carpet? Does it need new paint? Does it need new roof? Those are not things that the buyers are able, because of the affordability issues that we're having right now, they're not going to be able to float that, and they're not going to be able to take it on. So your house needs to be ready to sell. Okay, let's talk about closed listings. So in the month of June, we turned in 6,623 listings. Now that is down 7% from May, and it's also the lowest June since 2008. All right, we are on pace to match the last 2 years, which are only about 70,000 annual sales. So we're kind of guessing that we're going to be right around that area again this year. So It's been a tough few years in the real estate market for sellers, and we have finally able to say, buyers, you're getting your day. This is your day, buyers. So buyers, if you have been sitting on the fence, now is your time. Interest rates have been coming down. They're still a little bit volatile, but they have been coming down. And if they come down a whole lot further, the expectation is we're going to get more buyers to market, and the best houses are then going to get multiple offers again, and it's going to drive the prices back up again. So this may just be your moment. If you have been sitting on the fence, buyers, I want to challenge you to get going. I really want to challenge you to get going. There are deals to be had out there right now. There are nice houses to be had, and I'd love to chat with you a little bit more about what options you have. Okay, last thing I want to say to you is we always are watching what the iBuyer, the instant buyers are doing. Guys, they're selling off their stuff. They're not taking a whole lot of market share right now. Yeah, it's not a great market for them either right now. Okay, let's talk about, and I'm gonna need my glasses for this, sorry, fine print. All right, right now what I want you guys to know is if you are an FHA buyer, you have 2,152 eligible properties out there for you. And there were, in the month of June, 797 FHA eligible properties sold. So FHA supply is only 2.7 months. Guess what? That puts you kind of in a balanced market right there. All right. We talked about our success rate. I also want to talk about price cuts and who it is that are buying things right now. So right now, in the month of June, we had more than 13,000 properties have a price reduction of some kind. Of those 13,000 with price cuts, 5,100 had a cut of over $10,000, and the median cut for these properties was actually more than $20,000. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that right now, if you're not pricing your house right, you're going to be chasing that market down, and you're going to be doing big cuts, and they're going to be hurting. All right, let's talk about who's actually buying houses right now. So in the month of June, we had 2,981 of our 6,623 closings, so 45% of them were conventional loans. 1,502, so 23% of the market was cash. 86, so 19% of the market was in FHA. And then our VA buyers, 7% of the market at 475 properties. And then we had 22 USDA loans that closed in the month of June. So that is what's happening out in the real estate market right now. As always, this is big picture. Your neighborhood, your development, your city could be very, very different from this. We have access to run all of those numbers for you. So if you are interested in looking at something that is a little bit more specific to you and your property, I'd love to chat with you. Go ahead and send me a text, send me an email, send me a comment in the comments below. However you'd like to get in touch with me, I am totally open to that, and let's get some information for you. As always, we are here to be a residential resale resource for you. Try saying that 5 times fast. Let us know what we can do, what questions you have, and we're here to be a guide and a resource for you. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you haven't already, give us a like, give us a subscribe, share this information with someone that you know needs this information. And as always, we'll see you next month for our July Arizona real estate market review. Thanks for watching.